Step on the bland, round them up. The best of the best equestrian riders are competing in a cutting show with 50,000 big ones.
That's right. Here to explain what it's all about is South Point Arena show manager. That is Tom Holt. How are you, Tom?
Great. Thanks for having me today.
It's so great having you. I mean, obviously South Point known for hosting several equestrian events throughout the year. Tell us about what this weekend's event is all about.
This is a cutting horse show, and it's horses working cattle. We'll have over 600 horses in the barn today and all the way through Sunday, starting at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we'll go well into the evening, 9, 10 o'clock every night with the main performance, and that's spelled M-A-N-E, on Saturday night.
Well done.
Now, you're known as the voice of the National Cutting Horse Association, so you do the emceeing?
Yes, ma'am. I MC here at the South Point twice a year, and then I do 23 other shows around the country throughout the year.
Wow, so you're a pretty busy guy.
I'm pretty busy.
How did you get into horses in the first place?
Well, when I met the girl I'm now married to, she had a horse, and we lived in Northern California at the time, and she had pleasure horses, which is a great event, but it's boring compared to the event of cutting. And so we kind of graduated over the years into the cutting event, and when I was growing up, I grew up in New Hampshire, I didn't like horses. I mean, we didn't have them. My sisters loved them, so that's why I didn't like them.
Of course.
There's a lot of snow there. The horse is not a big
A lot of snow.
What exactly is cutting? Because, I mean, I have a very active imagination. I was thinking of horses doing like a sword fight. Well, not the case.
At the South Point, as at other events that I go to, they put a herd of cattle in an arena.
Okay.
And it's usually 3 or 4 cows per horse in a group, and there's usually 12 to 15 horses in a group. So you have a herd of about 60 cows.
At once?
At one time.
No kidding.
And the horse and rider will walk down into that herd, separating one cow out, and the rider will help the horse pick a cow. But when they get a single cow cut, the rider will release control of that horse, and that horse has been trained to keep that cow from going back to the herd.
How much training does it go into this to train your horse to do something like that?
It takes a good 18 months to 2 years to train a horse to do that. And it is a special event. I mean, I'm fortunate enough that I've gotten to ride cutting horses in the past. Too busy to now. Yeah. But, I mean, once you ride a cutting horse, you're hooked for life. It's your hobby for life.
So how does the competition work then? How are the points awarded?
Well, each of the contestants pays an entry fee, which is on top of the $50,000 prize money that is for the purse on Saturday night. And they'll go into the herd, and then the judge, there'll be 3 judges, sometimes 1, but we're going to use 3 at the South Point. And they'll score a horse from 60 to 80. A 70 score would be average. And that horse, you'd have to see it to get the full view of what it is. But the horse dances back and forth with the cow, mimics the cow's movements.
Oh wow!
And the judge scores it if it's a pretty dance. I mean, if it's a pretty dance, they'll score high, and a high score would be a 75 or 76. There's specific penalty points if they let the cow get back to the herd before they want to. That's a specific point.
Pretty much game over.
If they use their hand, that's a penalty too, and that costs them. It'll cost them a lot of money at the pay window.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how long is the competition?
The competition, each rider cuts for 2.5 minutes. They get 2.5 minutes, and by the rules of the National Cutting Horse Association, they're to cut either 2 or 3 cows in that 2.5 minutes.
And how many riders are we talking here?
Well, we've got, at the South Point, right now, we're averaging about 260 riders a day.
Wow.
And at the South Point, they have the capabilities to run 2 shows at the same time in 2 different arenas. So we've got it all going. There's 1,200 stalls at the South Point. They're half full. We have 600 horses.
I've been to a few events over there. There's always shopping going on too, great food. It's just a lot of fun. It's a really family-friendly event. A
great Western gift store. There's about 30 vendors there, all selling everything from tack to Western attire to toys, Western toys for the kids. It's a great deal.
It's going to be a blast. We'll make sure that you're a part of it. It's great having you, Tom. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, be a part of the action as South Point Arena hosts the Mercuria NCHA World Series of Cutting. It's going on now through August 23rd. The main event, love that name, is happening on Saturday at 6 p.m. These events are free and they're open to the public. For times, to learn more, rather, you can find the number or website right there on your screen.
More to